Mercedes has a long history of creating comfortable, unassuming saloon cars, and it also has a history, mainly with help from AMG, of transforming these into snarling, powerful muscle cars. That's exactly what's happened here with the latest E63S. Packing over 600 brake horsepower and a huge amount of tech, it's one of Merc's latest and arguably one of its greatest super saloons. The proportions of the E63 are impeccably well judged. You've got flared wheel arches to give it plenty of muscle, while an imposing front grille gives it lots of presence out on the road. Large exhaust pipes at the rear show this isn't any usual E-Class 2. The matte paint on our test car really gives it a stealthy appearance as well. The E63S benefits from the really rather beautiful interior that you'll find on the standard E-Class. Materials throughout are largely good, and you get this fantastic widescreen infotainment system which is being given the look of one singular piece of glass, even when it is in fact two different screens. The driving position is also spot on, as is this really rather nice sports steering wheel. The E-Class has a useful 540 litres of boot space available, which makes it more than large enough for a decent sized suitcase. Now, the first thing that you notice about the E63S is its sheer performance. In any gear, it'll happily hit 60 in just over 3 seconds, and it'll trouble its speed limiter of 155 miles an hour in very little time too. Each part of the driving experience is extremely well judged. The steering has plenty of weight to it and plenty of precision too, while the 9-speed gearbox changes without any hesitation. Now, you might remember that the previous hallmark AMG engine was a naturally aspirated 6.2 litre V8. Now, this latest one is smaller at 4 litres, but it produces a lot more power and a lot more torque, and that means that in any given gear you've just got huge amounts of performance. Of course, you can have the standard E-Class with a range of petrol and diesel engines, as well as a really good turbocharged V6 in the E43, but if you do want all of the character and all of the pace, then you're going to have to go for the full fat 63 like the one here. The last thing worth mentioning is that the E63S is 4-wheel drive, and that means you have a lot more confidence when driving in the wet, as you get in the UK an awful lot of the time. This latest Mercedes-AMG E63S is nothing short of a triumph. It's breathtakingly fast, relatively practical, and in my eyes really rather good looking. However, there is one fly in what is quite a lot of ointment, and that's the recently announced BMW M5. However, going off this car, the BMW M5 has a pretty tough act to follow.